got a new hat.
What's up, all you Spawn-tastic dudes and dudettes? ToyShiz here, and I'm back again to give you guys another fresh look, and this time it comes courtesy of my friends over at McFarlane Toys. We are totally checking out their upcoming early reveal, right? We first had Sword Spawn. He was the first one. Now we moved our way to Mace Spawn, and now we have Axe Spawn. No, Axe Spawn. There we go. Now with more Axe. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, McFarlane's selling me the same figure again, except it just has a new weapon? No one ever does something like that. Welcome to collecting, a few of you. On the side of the box, really nice photography for Spawn. A little glimpse of the action figure. Shout out to Ty Butler Photography. Go follow him on Instagram. He's responsible for all this. Mortal Kombat 11, again, represented well. Here is the barcode. I love that it does say Spawn variant. Never used to say stuff like that, but it's very cool to see that. Now keep in mind, this figure is due around August. It will be a Target store exclusive, fingers crossed, online and in stores exactly in August, okay? We're just gonna say in August. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Just remember that. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is the brand new McFarlane Toys Target store exclusive Spawn with Axe. Now let's call this for what it is. We're basically gonna be talking about an axe because we've already looked at Spawn and quite a lovely figure it is. However, there are some minute changes, very, very minute. If you're a stickler like me, you're gonna see these things. The eyes are a much brighter green, and he's a little bit more white in the mask and his symbol on his chest. Other than that, it's exactly painted the same, little bit more, black wash here and there, maybe kind of sorta, especially on the cape. But it's nothing that I wouldn't say. Like the eyes to me being brighter, that's something. But it's mainly the weapon. That's what's being changed here, and it's a fine looking weapon it is. And in just a few, we'll go over all the many variances of Spawn with axes over the years, and there's quite a few. But it's a really nicely painted axe, I'll give him that. Nicely sculpted, he holds it well, holds it almighty, doing his He-Man pose right there. And I like the glowing green eyes of the skull. That's Spawn's like traditional skull right there. He just always has to personalize everything, which is always funny, and it is something from the video game. You could do the combo, and he's got the sword, the axe, the mace, all that kind of stuff. So when you do strike a pose with Spawn with this axe, you gotta admit, yeah, he looks kind of cool, doing his thing. Yeah, he knows what's up. Anyways, when you have the whole enchilada right here, yes, at the end of the day, we are getting 3 of the exact same Spawn figures, but you get 3 different weapons, so you get that variance. Of course, when you pair them up with the Spawn with the sword, the very first one, you see the differences. The eyes on the new Axe one are brighter green. They're brighter lit. I like that. It's a little bit of a subtle change. Also, of course, the white is a bit brighter, a little bit more muddled on the sword, and of course, Wonder Twin powers activate. But I know a lot of people have been saying, well, why you keep selling the same figure, changing up the weapon? Well, look at it this way. If you've already gotten the first Spawn with the sword, or if you got the mace one on the way, then yeah, you don't necessarily need to get this. If you're a stickler for that kind of thing, yeah, then undoubtedly, someone like me, yeah, you're gonna want to get the excess weapons. It's just something that we've grown up to do with collecting. But if it's for someone new, someone kind of getting into Spawn, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great starting point, especially if you don't have the older figures like this, to where you can kind of see how it's kind of changed over the years. Yes, this is not that Spawn's weapon. This was another Dark Ages Spawn, of course. But this goes to show you just how much the weapons have changed. And I'll be honest with you, I think the one complaint that I have for this Spawn is that if you went up against like Violator or Angela, it's like a dinky kind of axe. I would have thought that Spawn would have a giant axe. You know what I mean? So if I had any complaints, it's painted well, it looks good, it's sculpted good, I just wanted him to have like a giant friggin' axe. And if you look at old figures, all the old figures, whether they had swords, guns, weapons, things like that, they were always huge. You know what I mean? So that's something. Spawn was about excess. He had the big vacuum cleaner guns and things like that. Even say like the Doom Marauder, he's got a big digital glowing rune axe, whatever you want to call that thing. But you know what I mean? Like, it's still bigger. Give Spawn a giant friggin' he's lopping off heads, something like that. If you do have any of the recent like McFarlane Fortnite figures with the guns, Spawn actually looks really good with them. It reminds me of old McFarlane artwork with those big beefy guns. They make no sense of like space weapon vacuum cleaner type stuff. And even going back to, say, like the Dark Ages. Dark Ages Spawn, the rider on the horse, he's got a giant friggin' axe too. So again, just in saying, my one complaint, give bigger weapons, more weapons too. If we get more releases down the line, which, I mean, who knows? You know, I would say just be patient. I'm sure they got something in the works. There's a lot of different costume changes to Spawn and MK11, and he is selling well. So Target's definitely taking notice. Hint, hint. That's why we have this exclusive coming. Even when you go all the way back to, say, Spawn 3 with the big giant flip-out foldy wings, yeah, he's got an axe too. It's funny to see now when you go back in time throughout the McFarlane Toys, as I'm pulling them all out, how many figures came with axes. So Spawn and axes are just nothing new, and this guy doesn't come with any weapons. I just pulled him out because he's amazing. I love this figure. You go all the way back, the original Spawn, well, he just had a piece of plywood with a giant nail through it. So that would be something, I think, if you're going to re-release this figure once again, give him guns, give him the nail with the board, board and things like that. I know the Kickstarter has it coming, but just, that'd be a fun retro throwback figure. And also, depending on what happens in the future, yeah, change the costume a little bit. I would love to get a classic one, but I am curious to know what you guys think about this variant. Are you going to pick it up? Do you have the other two, one on the way, we'll say, with the mace, but do you have the first one? Comment below, let me know, and let's talk everything Spawn, and which is your favorite Spawn figure with an axe? Could be hero, villain, what have you. Look at your collection, trust me, you'll see a lot in there. But I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, thank you again to McFarlane Toys for making this possible, and play as Spawn in the Mortal Kombat 11 video game. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.